It's good to remember that this Gospel of Luke was written for a person who was a new Christian, who was newly baptized. And so Luke's Gospel is about deepening his catechesis, renewing his faith, looking for an opportunity for him to deepen it. And that comes to mind as we think about entering the season of Lent this coming Wednesday, on Ash Wednesday. For the season of Lent is an opportunity to renew our faith, our baptismal faith. Yes, surely to initiate new Christians, but also for each one of us to deepen our own faith. And so today, on this Sunday before we begin the season of Lent, we have two images that give us an idea of how we should be approaching this coming season. The first is that of being blind, or maybe blind to the things in our lives that we overlook. It is easy to become blind to our own faults as we see where we have a beam in our own eye rather than a splinter in someone else's. But it's also in a season for us to look at the many blessings in our lives, the ways in which we are so well enhanced and how our life is contributed by so many people. And as I speak to all of you who are at home or in nursing homes and retirement homes and hospitals, to think about all the people around you who care for you each and every day. But also for us to keep in mind how the whole infrastructure of society, from the utilities that we enjoy to keep our house warm and water flowing, to those who protect our streets as first responders, to the people who care for us by picking the food and that it shows up on our grocery shelves. There's a whole network of people that we should open our eyes to and make sure that we are always so grateful. But the second image that we have is that of cultivation, cultivating the things in our hearts. It's very easy to cultivate different emotions such as greed and envy to the point where we reveal what's in our heart when we speak, as we hear in the gospel and also in the first reading. We so often have images of other people and ideas about other people that we easily judge, and so we say things out of envy and gossip and ways in which we cultivate the evil that's in our heart. But also the cultivation can also be about cultivating the good that's there. There is goodness in each one of our lives that God has planted. Impulses of wanting to be generous, of helping someone, of giving someone a compliment, of opening our lives to those who are in need, of also making sure that we look for ways in which other people know that they are important to us by paying them a compliment, saying thanks. There is goodness in our hearts that needs to be cultivated. And what we see in the gospel today is an opportunity to bear good fruit by the good that's there. You know, the word Lent comes from an old English word that means springtime. So it's important for us as we begin this journey of the Lenten season, these 40 days beginning on Wednesday, to open our eyes to the many ways in which God is calling us to be true to ourselves, and also realize that we do turn a blind eye many times to the goodness of others. And secondly, to make a commitment to really have that cultivation of the goodness in our lives that's there, to make sure that we're never afraid to allow the goodness in our lives to come to the surface, much like a tree that bears good fruit. That's the opportunity that's offered for us in this coming season. And maybe a good place to start for us is to just look for an opportunity to celebrate the sacrament of penance, of reconciliation, especially if it's been a long time since we've done so. And that way, our eyes will not be blinded to the areas in our lives that really need improvement, but also it would be an opportunity for us to take up the journey of faith again by putting aside those things we've done wrong, so that we really can cultivate the goodness in our lives. Yes, the Gospel of Luke was written for one who was taking up the journey of faith after their baptism, and it is a gospel for each one of us as we begin the season of Lent.